Hello there everybody and welcome to another Storyhouse session with me, Jacob, on behalf of Passion for Learning. It is fantastic to see you. I hope you're well. Okay then, so in this video, it is super exciting for we are going to create a puppet. We're going to create a puppet of Medusa. Now you might recall Medusa from our introduction video. If you don't, that's absolutely fine because I'm going to tell you a little bit about her now. For Medusa has an interesting haircut. Can you remember what it is? Can you think what it might be? No, it isn't a beautiful haircut like mine. Okay, yeah, I don't need a haircut myself. It is actually interesting in the sense that her hair is formed of snakes. Her hair is formed of snakes. And, yes, Cosmo, snakes. And what we are going to do is create our own version of Medusa in puppet form, using mostly newspaper. And Cosmo is going to help me along the way. You'll need a newspaper. You'll need your newspaper, you'll need your roll of masking tape, you'll need your scissors, and you might also want to use a glue stick at some point as well. However, you don't need an assistant called Cosmo, my cat, who is causing havoc. Because, to be honest, it is probably better without pets helping. You just can't get the staff these days. Alright then, so the first thing that I'm going to do is grab my newspaper like this and put it out in front of me in the middle. So try and get right into the middle, and that means the middle spread, the middle kind of 2 pages or 4 pages really, will come out really nice and easily. So the first thing you need to do is grab these like this, fold it in half, so it looks a bit like a newspaper. Oh look, it's Little Mix. Hello Little Mix. And then you're going to need your scissors. You're going to need your scissors and you make a little cut, somewhere in, maybe about 3 centimeters, 4 centimeters in on the piece of paper. So I'm going to do a little cut there, and then I'm going to do another one after cutting all the way down to the middle. So I'm going to cut through Ramesh Ranganathan's face here, and Mel Goydrock as well. I do apologise, Ramesh and Mel. I'm going up to the top there. And look, I now have a strip of newspaper. And actually, because it was folded in half, I have 2. And these are going to start to form our snakes on the top of Medusa's head. So I've got those 2 there, and I'm just going to do the same thing again. So it doesn't have to be perfect in terms of size because, you know, snakes come in all shapes and sizes. Now I'm going to cut through Leanne from Little Mix. I do apologise, Leanne. Oh my goodness, I've chopped your arm off. She will be very sad with me. Hopefully she'll never find out. And then I have my other 2 here as well. So in total now, I've got 4 strips of paper at the moment, and they're going to form part of our snake. Now my glue stick has been very cheeky to me and it has dried out, so I'm having to use this kind of crazy 60 seconds all-purpose glue. Your glue stick will do a better job, but I'm going to use this. You will use your glue stick. I'm going to take it out and I'm just going to do a little bit at the top of one of my strips. The top of one of my strips, just do that so you can spread on your glue stick. Spread a little bit there, and then I'm going to get another piece and I'm going to stick it on the opposite angle, like this, at the top. So look at that. We create a shape like this, and it's stuck together at the top there. So if you let go, it will stay together like this. You do the same with your glue stick, and then we'll have it like this on a right angle. You can pop it in front of you after that. So now I have my right-angled newspaper and a good assistant as well, and I need to start folding it over. So the first thing I'm going to do is grab this side and fold it over that way. And then I go to the one underneath and then fold it over that way, like that. And I keep going until it becomes some form, almost like a coiled spring. So you keep folding over that way and do it opposite ways. So that one, and now it's time for this one. And then it's time for the other one, and now it's time for the one after that. And look, it keeps going until we get shorter and shorter. Now, when you get to a point where you don't think you can fold over anymore, that's absolutely fine. All you need to do is just snip it off. So just snip off a bit of excess at the end. So I've done that side there, and I'm going to snip off a bit of the excess there as well. So then I have my coiled snake, as if a snake is ready to pounce. On the last little bit, I'm going to pop a little bit more of my glue. Now remember, you have your glue stick, which is much better, so you can use that, but I'm going to pop a bit more of my glue on here so it works that way. Your glue stick will do a much better job than this. And then I'm going to stick that on the top there. So now it looks like a square bit of paper, but actually when I lift it up, oh my goodness me, we start to see a slivery snake. The newspaper represents a slivery snake. I have my coiled snake like this. What I'm going to do is use one of my pens. I think I'm going to, oh look, I have my Passion for Learning pen here. How lovely, my Passion for Learning pen. But I'm going to use this brown one. Actually, I'm going to use this brown one, and I'm going to draw some eyes onto my snake. So I have drawn my eyes on there, and also I've done a couple of dots at the top there to represent the nose of our snake. So it's like the snake is facing that way, and you can imagine the tongue coming out from here. I'm also going to add a little bit of colour to the eyes as well, because I think there will be a yellowy colour. Now I don't have a yellow pen that shows up very well, so I'm going to use a little bit of orange as a cheat to finish my eyes off. There we go, I've added a little bit of orangey yellowy colour there. What do you think, Cosmo? Is it scary? Yes? It's a good snake. And it comes out like this. Now, you can repeat this as many times as you want to create as many snakes as you want. Now, I don't think Medusa has got like a million, so don't worry. I'm actually going to do 4 initially, just to show you what it could look like. But you might want to do more and more. Hello, my name is the snake. Wah! So, as you can see, next to my snake that I've already done, I'm just about to make my second one now. And you follow the same process. So these are my 4 snakes. As you can see, like I say, if you want to create more snakes, you're more than welcome to do so, but they come up like this, and later we will attach these to the top of our puppet Medusa's head. Cool! Okie dokie then. To make your head, the first thing we need to do is grab a double spread of newspaper, like this, and have a wooden spoon or your lollipop stick ready at hand. So, you get your piece of paper like this, and you start to manipulate it or move it around to form the shape of the head. Now don't make it too small, don't make it too large. Just play with it to make it as similar to a normal size head as you possibly can. So, you get this folded across like that, and shove your wooden spoon in when you're close. Then you can file it all together, parcel it all together like this, and then get a piece of masking tape at the bottom and wrap it around to attach your first piece of paper, the head, to the stick, which is going to serve as our handle, like this. And you'll also probably need a little bit more tape on the top here, you can see, just to attach it all together. Now the idea of this puppet is that it is rough and ready and it's higgledy-piggledy. That's absolutely fine. You don't need to have it absolutely perfect in terms of the shape. It just needs to be put together a little bit like this. So that's the first step of creating the head. So now you'll get your second piece of paper, the double spread, and you need to make sure you have a piece of tape handy as well. Because what we're going to do now is use this around our first piece, as so, to make it a little bit more heady. Is that a word? Heady? I don't think it is. A bit more like a head shape, basically. So this time, it's not going to be quite as rough because we've already got the basis of our shape. It doesn't matter if you get a little rip, it's not a problem at all, you can carry on. And then stick the masking tape on the back there to keep it safe. And now we have the formation of our head pretty much done. Lovely. I'm just going to firm this up a little bit with another piece of masking tape, just to make sure that it's certainly secure on the bottom there. If it's got a little bit of wiggle room, then that's not the end of the world. We're just trying to make it pretty secure. So, the next step, another double spread here, and we're going to roll it up. Can you see? We're rolling it up, so it's going to make one long stick-like thing. And we're going to manipulate this. We're going to change this to turn it into different facial features. Now, I'm going to wrap it around the hands here. We get wrapped around the hands like that, and then wrap it the other way as well and meet it in the middle like this. So when you meet it in the middle, you're going to have formed a kind of eye socket set. Can you see? They look a little bit like glasses in a way, but we're going to use these as our eye sockets like this and attach it to the main body in a second. So that can be our eyes, and then we can get another spread, and what we can do with that is turn it in to a nose this time. So you'll need another piece of paper for this, but we can put it together and squash it out a little bit at the bottom here. So that's the bottom of the nose where our nostrils are. Get a little bit of masking tape across the top of it to secure it, and then voila, we have ourselves a nose that we can attach to our puppet head. So there's Medusa's nose. And now with this little bit, this like it's one piece, it really isn't it? This time we can create something different. And we can roll it up this way, lengthways around, so it's pretty long. And roll it up, tighten it a little bit, and fold it back on itself here to create a mouth. So look, it's like we've got an open mouth here. If we manipulate it, move it, change it around. Now yours doesn't have to look exactly like mine. For example, look here, it kind of looks like Medusa shouting with a mouth like this, doesn't it? You can have it so that her lips are closed. You can have it so that, you know, they're doing different things. Maybe she's smiling because she thinks she's going to eat Perseus. Or maybe she's upset like this. It's entirely up to you how you do your mouth. But then when you've got it into the shape that you need to, when you've got it how you like it, you use a little bit more tape to secure it, to fasten it, and that's the next step. Like this. Voila, look, this is my shouting Medusa mouth. Very good indeed. Rightio, here's the next bit then. Now we have our facial features ready, we're going to attach them to our head. Now we've got some masking tape on the side here already, as you can see, just because it can get a little bit fiddly if you've only got one pair of hands. So have some masking tape maybe pre-ripped for this part. Now we're going to attach, firstly, the nose in the center of our head, like this, to make it like a 3D shape. It looks really cool, doesn't it? So you get it secure like this, and then a piece of paper across the top there, a piece of masking tape, sorry, not a piece of paper, a piece of tape across the top, and then you can mess around with your nose a little bit if you need to get it the shape that you want it. Oh, it looks cool, doesn't it? It's quite a big nose. It's an exaggerated feature like we might mention in a masks video later on as well. So next we're going to move on to our eyes socket. Can you see our eye sockets here? Yes, we're going to attach those to our head as well. What do you think, Cosmo? How are we getting on? Yes, he seems happy. You're always having a good stretch. He must be very pleased indeed. He thinks the work is going very well. Thank you, Cosmo. So I'm just getting that piece in the middle here, so I can attach it on top of the nose there. So there's a little bit of overlapping going on, and that's absolutely fine. Supervisor Cosmo has been and gone now. He's happy with our progress. So there, we can attach it like this. So we have our eye socket and our nose, and it's starting to take shape here, isn't it? Yeah, pretty cool. So the next thing we need to do is attach the mouth underneath, like this. So, as you can see, I have my kind of shouty Medusa mouth like this because she's very cross. And I'm going to use the masking tape to stick it to the main part of the head. So, just move this nose up a tiny little bit. Stick that underneath it. Seeing some of the tape isn't a problem at all, but if you can cover some of the tape, then jobs are good. Okay, what do you reckon? Look at this. So we've got our eye sockets at the top, the nose underneath, and then a shouting mouth underneath that. Medusa is looking pretty cross to me. Oh my goodness, hello. Alrighty then, so we now have our head ready with some of the facial features attached, and we're going to get our snakes on there now from before. So I've already I've made it double-sided sticky tape anyway. I've folded the bit of the masking tape back on each other, you see, like this, and then you turn your snake upside down, so don't put it on the same size as the eyes, for example. We've got double eyes here just to make sure, but make sure you don't do it on yours. And then stick that on the back like that, and then we can start to attach them to our head. Now put these quite far forward if you can, because we do have some more snakes to add later on as well. So these are the ones that have the eyes attached, so we're going to have them further forward like this, so they can kind of fall off Medusa's head, and when you move it, it will wiggle around. So let's attach those other three as well. We're just going to stick them on the head. Now I don't think Medusa is able to go to a hair salon in ancient Greece, so where they come exactly doesn't really matter. And at the end of the day, these are snakes, not a nice haircut. So we're sticking them on as and where we can, making sure that the eyes are facing down to the side perhaps. There we go. So we're starting to get there, aren't we? Our heads is do a little wobble, and you can see all of the snakes moving around like that. So we're very close to the end, and the next thing we're going to do is grab a few of other pieces of newspaper to fashion them, to make them into the other snakes that are going to go at the back of our head to make it look even more exciting. So grab a sheet of paper and roll it over like this, and then this is a little bit easier for the snakes really, isn't it? Then you can start messing around with it, moving it in different locations, moving it around a little bit, making it different sizes, so then we can have some exciting hair on the back of Medusa's head. Now I'm going to do this, with about 4 or 5 more different pieces of paper, because that's what I've got left in my newspaper. I've got one here to attach as well. So, Blue Peter Style E, here are some that I made earlier, and now, look at all this, oh yeah, we can attach these to the back of the head to create the effect of snakes. Oh my goodness, look at our Medusa. So now we're going to attach these to the back of the head. So get a piece of masking tape, just turn the head round, we're at the back here now. Get a piece of masking tape in the middle of your thingamajig. So one roll of paper makes 2 snakes, and then attach them on the back like this. Oh yeah, looking pretty cool, isn't it? So pause your video at this point and add your longer snakes to the back of the head, and I'll see you in a few minutes time. So we've attached them as best as we can, and bits and bobs might well fall off, don't worry about that. You can reattach it, you can add some more masking tape to make it secure. I've added a little bit more to the eye sockets at the front actually to make them a little bit more secure. You're more than welcome to do that, because like we say, we're doing this in a really cool rough and ready fashion with a newspaper. So actually we don't need like beautiful straight lines, we're making it as cool and as jazzy as we possibly can. Alright then, so the next step is to create some eyeballs, and we're going to add our eyeballs in the middle of the eye sockets, and we're going to do it using masking tape like this. Dead simply, you just need to roll it up into a ball, and then you can stick them in the middle. Just going to attach this a little bit more to make it a tiny bit more secure, I think. So as I say, if you pick it up and something falls off, don't panic, it's fine. You can reattach it, get a bit more masking tape on there. So here we go, we've made a little bit of a circle, and then we're adding a bit more to it now to make the eyeball a little bit bigger, like this. Very cool indeed, and that can go in lovingly into the middle of our socket, like that. And then we'll do the same thing for the other one, of course, because we're going to have 2. So make a smaller ball at first, like this. Don't worry, like I say, you can just kind of roll it up as much as you possibly can. Then we get a little bit more, like this. And then roll that up on top of that to make it a little bit bigger. Oh yeah, I like it. Good, so we've got our 2 eyeballs now that we can pop inside the sockets like this. Yeah, there she is, Medusa. So, the final thing we can do to jazz Medusa up even more, I think, is add some some pupils to our eyeballs. So, grab one of your felt tip pens, and you can simply just jot in some of our eyeballs like this to make her really come to life. Now it's a bit funny of a material to draw in masking tape, to draw on masking tape, so it's okay if you just have a little mess around like this. It might take you a little bit longer than you might think. This one's a little bit easier, but there you go, we're starting to bring it to life a bit more. First one looks a little bit strange, doesn't it? Let's just tidy this up a little bit. Tidy it up a bit, try and make it look a little bit more circular. I think that'll do for now. You make this even better than me, of course, because I'm recording as we're doing it. So there we go. Oh yeah, I like it. Okay, so now we're getting to see a little bit more. What do you think, Cos? Yeah, are we happy with Medusa? Yeah, I think so. So there she is with her eyeballs as well. Oh my goodness gracious me. You can see some of the snakes on the top of her head, the ones that we made at the beginning of the video, as well as the long newspaper ones we had to make it look super exciting. Now, if you wanted to, you could grab some of your other felt tip pens and add some more colour. Maybe you want to add some green to the snakes, maybe you want to draw in some teeth, perhaps you could add some nostrils to the nose. You can, decorate it a little bit more. But this is the basic form of the really cool, wonderful Medusa that we have created today. Now I hope you've had absolutely loads of fun creating your Medusa, and in a video in the future we are going to look at how we can use her on the stage as well. How exciting! Alright then everybody, look at our really cool Medusa puppet. How exciting is that? I hope you've had loads of fun creating yours. I bet it looks even better than mine if you put more detail in with your felt tip pens. Amazing, that's fantastic. Make sure that it's as secure as you can make it. That's absolutely fine if you overlap on some of the masking tape. If you think you've used too much, you probably haven't, it's absolutely fine. And actually, the masking tape is alright for colour as well, it takes colour quite well, so it's fine if you draw on that. I hope you've had fun, like I say, and in a future video, what we are going to do is become puppeteers and bring Medusa to life even more in the shape of our performance. It's going to be scarily fantastic. So, I've been Jacob from Storyhouse by A Passion for Learning. It's been fantastic working with you today. I hope you've had a great time. From me, Medusa, and Cosmo, he's clocked off, the silly sausage. I'll see you very soon. Thank you, and goodbye.